now. Okay,
Alrighty. Take it away,
welcome
Danielle.
to. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Yeah, can you give the introduction? Sorry.
Sure. So, welcome everyone to another Discord live stream. Today we have Daniel Martin Peixe, El Maestro, in the house. He's gonna be carving pumpkins, like Ruxandra's pumpkin, to be precise, and gonna show us a freestyle session. So, Daniel, take it away.
Thank you, Gordo. Yes, this is gonna be freestyle, improvise session. So we don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I have a little bit of a planning here. So my idea was to mix the pumpkin with the weekly prompt, trick and treat. So I don't know why this is playing, and so I decided to do a pumpkin who's doing trick and treating and see what comes out of it. Let me just. Oh, the performance is really slow in my computer now. I think it's because I'm recording. It's kind of a shame. Anyways, I didn't want to do that actually. I wanted to move it to a different layer. For some reason, I made these guides. Just gonna try make that into another layer to use as a guide. So, how is everybody doing?
Good, man.
Haven't
Good.
been
Like,
here in a while. Kind of,
seriously, yeah, we haven't had you since I don't know for how many weeks, but it's been a while.
yeah.
But
It's
you've been
been
busy, so.
it's been so crazy for me, as you know. Like I changing jobs and stuff. Uh, you know, uh,
And also your banner, right? Like with that extra baby.
changing jobs. The newborn in the house makes it all pretty complicated to
I
work and
really
to
like the
do.
piece that you did, night shift, the one that you used in the banner, because
Oh,
you
thank you.
did like a really cool thing with the lighting there, which was awesome.
Yeah, I wanted to experiment with a little bit dynamic lighting. I see you doing it on some of your pieces, and I thought, let's try. It's gonna be
Yeah, it's
interesting for
fun.
this one.
Yeah, it's especially fun if you can do it through keyframing and not through frame by frame, right? Because then it's like so clean.
Well, what I did is bake out. I animated everything with transform, and then I baked it out.
That works too, yeah. Yeah.
And then once it was
Sometimes,
baked, yeah,
yeah.
once it was baked out, it was frame by frame. So I was able to animate the lights by just painting. So my hand was still, or maybe I was doing this in the same spot,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the character is moving, right? So I was
Yeah.
just painting the character is moving. So that way the light stays in one place, and the character kind of gets the light only when walks through that area. So that was the really cool effect. I really like to to do it. It was pretty
It
fun.
works really well, yeah.
So the way we're gonna do this is carving, like you would carve a real. I think also Tyler was doing. He did something similar where he was just carving with the erase tool, and I'm gonna try to make it look like there's a light inside of it. It's a little challenging what I'm trying to do, but let's see if we can make it in time. These are not gonna be completely perfect, but that's okay. Um, Let me see if I can. Oh man, the performance is so bad.
That is strange, right? Usually OBS should not affect Quill. Like usually this happens, the performance issue happens for me when I have like a render in the background when it's actually
Yeah,
using the GPU.
I think
So
I.
I
I
don't know
think
if you want
it's.
to try to restart Quill. I don't know if that save and restart.
Uh, I think I can manage it. Yeah, it's a little.
Okay.
It's a little wonky, but I can.
It just
It's okay.
stutters sometimes and not constantly, right?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, I think I know the reason is because I have uh, set up the quest on Oculus Link with a high resolution. Maybe that's the
Oh,
reason. Or the high frame rate, like 120 maybe.
It could be because that's using more GPU power, right?
Yeah, so maybe that's the reason it's kind of lagging on me right now with the recording at the same time and
So you're
everything.
actually using the Quest 2 right now to do this?
Yeah,
Oh.
I've been
I'm
using
I'm still on the OG Rift. Can't let it go.
yeah.
It's incredible. I feel like mine just broke. Like mine, I just through use just broke. I don't know how you can keep yours alive.
Well, so I had multiple. Maybe that's why. Like I broke one,
Yeah.
and
Oh, okay.
I also broke one of my controller recently, where it's kept doing the undo duplicate repeat. No, the duplicate repeat. So by itself. So I ended up
Oh
having
my
like tons
god.
of duplicates of my strokes, and that made me like so angry. So I eventually
Oh
just
no.
switched the controller. I still have like spare controllers, so
Um, yeah, my Rift
Or just gotta.
S cable kind of died, and I
um
don't and I don't think they and it's the second time I buy a replacement.
oh
And
really? Like the cable?
I've a replacement cable. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
just extremely sensitive, that cable, for some reason, or at least for me.
I think it really depends on how you have it set up. Like, my cable barely moves, because I let it through my desk in a way that it doesn't get
Yeah, but
tangled and stuff like that,
yeah,
right?
and you don't play games. I do play games
That's true.
too, so that's the reason it
So
breaks, because I
you use it more excessively.
yeah. So
Mm.
unfortunately,
Like probably.
and it's so hard to buy a replacement. They never have stock and everything, and the Quest 2
Yeah, I don't know if they're
screen.
ever gonna stock that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they killed that product, the whole Rift line
eBay
of
is probably your best bet, right?
for a cable.
Yeah, like I'm sure eBay would be the spot to get all that stuff, but they might overprice it.
I mean, sorry. Can we swear? I don't know. I forgot.
Um,
Anyway,
actually, I think that portion
I
broke
don't.
out. I think.
Welcome to the new swearing segment of the Discord live streams. It's here we
sorry,
can say as many words as we want.
sorry about that.
Beep.
Let's see. I can see now. Probably Ruxandra is like, "What is she? What is he doing to my model?" She's probably nervous right now. You're breaking
Danielle
it.
mentioned some video games. Goro, I guess Kurt's been up my butt about this. He wants me to ask you if you're gonna play a spooky horror VR game for Halloween.
Oh, I don't know what's out there as spooky horror games.
Well, he
Well,
specifically
Resident Evil is coming,
recommended.
right? For the Quest,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, aren't they doing like a port of 4 or something?
that would
Resident
be
Evil 4.
4 is pretty hardcore, and like
Yeah,
on the
4
2D
is
screen.
rough.
Yeah.
Carl's like, I get motion sick just on pancake version.
No, actually, wasn't 4 the one where they had a demo in VR early on?
No, that was 7.
Yeah, that was
Really?
7. 7 was specifically PSVR as well,
It
and
was
it
a
never got a
PlayStation
port to
only.
PC. Yeah,
So that's the one the demo I played, and that one
Oh,
was
that one was
scary as
rough.
hell. Yeah.
Ooh,
Holy
yeah.
crap. Yeah.
I should.
Kurt specifically mentioned there's a Walking Dead game where you
Hmm.
just fight some zombies and stuff, and
Oh,
I was just like,
Saints
oh
and
man,
Sinners.
yes
That's.
sir.
Shall I do
Yeah,
this?
I'm more like dependent on how it's made, right? Like I'm more like what concerns me when I play is like the Silent Hill type of games that are more psychologically horror, you know?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Like that gets me. If it's like zombie killing and stuff, that's but
whatever. Swing
yeah.
your Wiimote.
But if it's
yeah.
something
Yeah.
like like Affected, the early on DK1, DK2 game where it's like this little girl in a nightgown all of them popping in front of your face, and that stuff, right? That's just not good.
Yeah,
That's wrong.
That's
that's
wrong.
that should not be allowed.
Oh man.
Just kidding.
Yeah, like the little
Um,
girl. "Na, na, 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 na."
yeah,
That
that's
stuff.
creepy. Yeah, I have a problem with Saints and Sinners. It's a great game. I love it. It's very well done. But I have a problem with it's just so depressing. the environment and everything is like all gray and disgusting, and all these zombies, and it's
Makes you
like,
depressed.
yeah, like I don't
Yeah,
want to
it's very
be.
bland looking.
I don't want to be in this world right now. I want to, the world is already crazy enough. I want to play a game that makes me happy or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like Half-Life Alex.
Have like Alex, for example.
Happy game.
Sorry. Yeah.
How long is Half-Life
Actually,
Alex? Can you play it
Alex
from
is
beginning
well.
to
Alex
end?
is fun, man. There's some humor in it, and there's some cool things that you can do, and I don't know. It's a different
What's
vibe, I guess.
the playtime on Alex?
I'm gonna boot up my Steam really quick. I can tell you how much it took me to beat it.
It's
I
not
don't think it was
too.
too long.
It's not too long. It's not too short. I think it's right. It's a good amount of time.
That game hits everything in like a just right kind of way.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, he looks so happy.
Yeah, I'm gonna make him. He's an innocent kid dressed up as Hopefully, it looks like he's dressed up. Oh, that's not what I wanted, but it's okay.
Okay,
I can
Half-Life
just do that.
Alex. I managed to
It's
beat
an
it in
innocent
about
kid.
13
What
hours.
is it?
Okay, it's not too bad.
Sorry, Ruxandra. I'm breaking your model.
They're there to be broken.
I know you put it out there, so um, yeah,
You did this.
you did this to yourself. Wait, my headphones are falling over. Wait. Okay, that's better. I'm just gonna unify this a little bit more. Oh, no, that's later. Later, I
Running
want to
the
do.
pumpkin, dodging the pumpkin.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna do the dodging later because I want
Nice.
that scattering subsurface scattering thing. But before doing that, let's unify this a little bit, right? All these colors right here. And the performance. Ugh, it's like sluggish. It's okay.
We
What am I
don't see
doing?
it, so the recording doesn't have it, I think, which is good.
Yeah. Save. Okay, what else we want to do? We want to put some funny little eyebrows, maybe. Just kind of fake floating eyebrows that I love. Yeah. The performance is just killing everything here. So I'm gonna have to do it this way.
So Daniel, does this pumpkin have a name yet?
Ooh, good question. Oh, now I have the pressure.
Oh no.
Man, I don't know. What name does it have? Pumpkin.
You could do what you did with
Peter
the
Parking.
Y character and
El Calabaza.
Peter Pumpkin. Is that a good name? Peter Pumpkin.
Sure.
That's
he's
really
a
cute.
cutie.
Hi, my name is Peter Pumpkin. Peter Pumpkin. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry. Pumpkin.
As long as it begins with pump and you just kind of sound out the rest, it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I need English pronunciation coaching.
And also be a calabaza, no?
Oh, you know what? I'm selecting the erased stroke by mistake here.
Yeah, that's always tricky.
It's kind of dangerous. I wonder if I should do this on a different layer. That's okay. So this thing is gonna be rim light. I'm already planning for it, so let's just do it, right? Ah, there you go. Don't select that. Okay, that's it. And then they keep selecting the wrong thing. Oh, there you go. Sorry, I'm getting nervous. The pressure, guys. The pressure. That's the theme of
Today's
this
topic.
That's today's topic. That's the theme of this live stream, guys.
It's
Pressure.
also today's sponsor.
Uh,
we got we got age gated because Danielle swore earlier in the video, so we had to pick up a sponsor.
well, maybe we can make some money. You know, you never know. Oops. Uh, I'll be concerned about these little lines right here. I don't know if it's avoidable. It's avoidable.
So when do you think you're gonna start taking your kids trick or treating?
Oh, they're too little. I mean, Clara is only
Yeah.
2. I think what we're gonna do this year is we're gonna maybe take her to see it. Just go
Mm.
outside and so she can see the kids. If it's gonna be a trick or treat, because you never know
Do
with
you live in a
this.
Mm.
neighborhood where you have a lot of trick or treaters?
Not really a lot,
Mm.
but some.
Yeah, our community there's like it's basically like it's dead zone. There's nothing going on during Halloween.
Yeah,
You have to like
yeah.
walk a few blocks down, and then
Is it
people decorate the gardens
apartments?
and stuff.
There's
No,
a
it's
lot of
like
apartment buildings, or
no, it's like kind of like an oasis within a sketchy area, kind of, right? So where we live, it's like a nice modern complex, but the
yeah.
moment you move out of it on foot, it gets kind of sketchy. So that's why I think
Mm,
parents don't bring them here. So
um,
um, you have to walk a little bit, a few blocks down, and then you see all those decorated homes and stuff.
yeah. My wife knows. My wife knows where to go. Like, where are the cool neighborhoods where they do a lot of trick or treating?
I mean, it's crazy, right? Like what they
There's a
do
neighborhood.
sometimes in the front yards and stuff. It's pretty
Yeah,
amazing.
there's a neighborhood in LA. That my wife, she takes me every year. It's really cool because all the houses in the one street, they have this. All the houses, they look like out of like a horror movie, or like a Halloween movie. There's like really old houses, the really
Victorian
cool
homes.
Victorian stuff, like really beautiful houses that they look out of this like movie,
Mm,
so we maybe we'll go there to see that, because they normally decorate them for Halloween, and it looks really 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 cool. It's really like yeah, like out of the movie. It's really amazing.
that's awesome.
uh, we may do that, so Clarita can see the lights and everything, all the decorated houses and stuff like that. Let's see. Can I do something like this more organic, maybe? So,
Yeah, like a
ah man,
vine.
the performance is really it's really hurting the strokes that I do. Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, you're probably right about the high frame rate, right, on the Quest.
Yeah, if anybody has a Quest, I recommend playing around with the settings on your Oculus software, and kind of play around with resolution and frame rate, because some games they do run much better if you make it like a lower resolution on those settings. I realize, like, huge boost in performance
Mm.
if you play games with the NVR.
So you see more benefits in lowering them, or you see
Lowering,
more
yes.
benefit? Okay.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't even notice, because the screen of the Quest is so good. Like, the there's a lot of density of pixels on the screen of the Quest 2.
Do you
And
think you
even
can tell the difference between you yourself? Can you tell the difference between 60 and 120
oh
frames per second?
yes, in VR,
Okay.
yes. In
Yeah.
VR, when you play in a game, if you play at 60, you can feel it like a stutter. It's not smooth.
Hmm.
When you move your hands, you can see like
Well,
the
I
ghost
guess
in.
it's 72, right, on the Quest. I'm not sure, but Get something like that.
Oh, the Quest 2, you can turn it up to 120.
Right, but
The
the
the the
default I think it's 72 or something.
the yeah, by default it's 72, yes.
Yeah.
But there's yeah, you can notice the difference between 72 and 120 for sure.
Mm.
You can feel the smoothness, even working in Quill. I think I'm gonna give it just 2 fingers. Yeah, you can see your when you move your hands, you can see that it's even more one to your movements. Like right
Right.
now, if I move fast, I can see
Slide.
like the frames. I can see
Yeah.
the and if you put it at 120, you like it's so smooth. Like
Mm.
there's a lot more in betweens. Your I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it's just
still. I
it
think
just
I'm
feels.
still working at 90, right? Because I'm using the Rift, so that's
Yeah, no,
pretty.
90 is pretty good. 90 is really
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Gonna keep that kind of a knuckles maybe feeling of. It's very important when you create fingers and stuff like that, hands, even if it's a fantasy like this guy, a little bit of that thickness on the knuckle side really helps to sell the idea of bones and structure inside of the character's skin, right?
Yeah.
In this case, it's just a pumpkin. I mean, there's vines, but I think the hand is cool if it's a little bit more anatomic. Um, let's do a little bit of no, maybe a little thicker here. Like a vine, I guess, something like that. I tend to do this a lot, which is with the same color that I already have. Just use the burn a little bit, just to give the little bit of variety on the tones. I think really helps to give an impression of ambient occlusion, or especially when you have the hands here, you can have a little bit of that. This very light touch of burn gives you that kind of nice ambient occlusion kind of feel. And as you notice, I'm not doing anything crazy with the lighting just yet. I think it's good to start just by using the local colors, like Gordo explained in his lighting stream. So all the colors that I try to pick now are, I try to imagine, okay, what's the local color, the actual color of this material, right? And then I'll think about the lighting a little bit later. But first, I want to make sure the model is created, like the modeling is done. And the same for the legs. They're gonna be vines as well. So I wonder if I should do some leaves.
I think the good thing about Quill, when you it's the non-destructiveness of it, as long as you don't have frame by frame animation and as long as you have it separated into layers. I can change the order of how I work a little bit, a little bit
Yeah.
different from 2D work, but the important thing for me to keep in mind is before you think about any type of lighting or color, you always have to have the environment first, because if the environment color is what is going to define how your character looks in the scene, right? So
Yes.
a lot of people try to start drawing the character on white canvas or something, and then they do the environment after, and then it just doesn't look cohesive. And that's most of the times because the colors of the character weren't defined by the environment. So it's always a good habit to even if the environment is just one certain color, right? Like let's say you use like a nighttime dark blue, that will define what he looks and what your character will look like, right? So it's
Yeah,
always important to think of what is influencing the local color uh, from like how the environment influences the local colors.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Because if we look at your night shift one, your skin color, it looks like skin color, but it's deep purple, like your face.
yeah. If you
And
put it
it
somewhere else, it will look weird.
exactly, but because you have the nighttime blue environment, it becomes skin color. So night is tricky.
It's very tricky, man. But honestly, I learned so much with your stream, and
Oh,
it
thanks, bro.
really changed the way I actually paint on in 2D as well. Uh,
Right.
I noticed all these years working in Quill, and then suddenly, oh, I want to do this painting in Photoshop first, or for other jobs. Sometimes I need to do a painting in Photoshop. Um, yeah, I work differently. I totally work differently now when I work in Photoshop. I think about lighting differently. I use the I use the I use burn and dodge the way the way I use it in Quill. I use it on Photoshop. I try to mimic my workflow the from Quill.
Mm,
I try to mimic that in Photoshop. And you did the opposite, right, Goro? You were a super expert in Photoshop, and then you try to transfer that workflow into Quill, right?
yeah, into Quill and also into real canvas, right? Like so,
Oh
I
yeah,
would apply
into
acrylic
traditional
paints
painting.
exactly. Um, and that's why, like I would be like, if you use color dodge and burn, as long as you know what you're doing, it's fine,
Yeah, no,
But
yeah,
for
just
yeah,
for things for
yeah,
certain. Yeah, not rely on it, but yeah, I know what you mean.
exactly. Then yeah, that's especially what I caution students usually is like, hey, choose your colors. And I also use dodge and burn, but it's important to understand what it does, and
Yes.
it's important to be able to control it. And obviously, you can control it because in your pieces, I don't see the dodge and burn, right? When you see it, that's the problem.
Yeah,
When
exactly.
you
Yeah.
can tell, that means that you don't know how to use it.
Yeah, to me, I use it like only for really useful things. Like in this case, I really want that
Low.
a little bit of a ambient occlusion kind of feel, and this kind of a variety and tonality. And
Yeah,
the burn really helps just to get that, and it gives me the right color because I'm still have I still have the same green,
yeah.
but the burn kind of gets that takes that green and takes it to a darker, deeper, even more
Uh,
saturated. It also saturates, right? The burn,
yeah.
it does a little bit of saturation. So yeah, it's helpful for these particular um, lines, but not for everything. Obviously, sometimes you just need to pick your color. Um, gonna get this guy a little bit of a. You're doing in time.
You're 30 minutes in.
Yeah. Hopefully, we have time to do some lighting stuff. Look at some of these leaves, maybe. Somewhere over there, I guess. Yeah. Too much detail. It's okay, right? It's okay.
Looking good.
We want to get a little bit darker over there. Since it's the, I have to also plan for the global lighting I mean, he's gonna emit light from the inside.
I want
Oh,
to save.
careful with this guy. Just gonna be careful with this guy. We don't want him here. I wish I could just duplicate this guy. Kind of. Just same for this thing. It's a little. I'm being extra careful that you don't see any of the dark. I want the interior of the pumpkin. I want it to always be bright, no matter what angle you look.
It's the tricky part with the ribbon brush, right? You see every gap.
Yeah,
It's
that's
low
what.
poly, but it's low poly, but
Yeah,
you pay
yeah,
with gaps.
yeah. That's why I recommend more using this guy that has a little thickness, so you're free to use grab tool, and you're not gonna break it so much. You're not gonna have all these gaps.
More forgiving,
It's a little bit
but
more forgiving, yes.
almost triple the
But
polys,
yeah,
right?
more polygons for sure. Yeah. It's a give and take, I guess. It's to patch it in some areas. Maybe I can use. Hang on. Oh, this guy should be in there. Okay. And the other thing I wanted to model is a little cape, which is gonna be. Oh, I'm gonna do this cape. Maybe I'm just gonna go high res on this.
Yay. You're gonna do the grid?
Let's do high resolution, and then I'll optimize it later. And this is the color, more or less. It's gonna be. I'll darken it later, I guess. Go maybe a little less. To virus. Will be okay doing this. Is it gonna be okay if I oops. Let's see. This is the part where it breaks. It may not work. We wanna. I think this part works more or less. May have to patch it here. Like that.
From the back, when you don't see the teeth, it looks like super pumpkin.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. I'll have to add this other thing. The Dracula.
Oh, the color.
No, there's like a neck. How do you call it?
Yeah, I think she said collar.
The
The
color,
collar.
net colors. Yes. Yes. Exactly.
I just pronounced it differently.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know how to. What's the proper pronunciation? Color. 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 I don't know. A little bit of a mess right now.
So Ruxandra in Belfast, how's the British accent over there? Like, because you don't have a strong British accent, right? So
Oh yeah. So we don't, or no one here has a British accent. It's actually
oh,
the Belfast accent is um, very distinct, I think, but
oh
very
wow.
different from British.
I had no idea. So they don't speak like the sophisticated sounding accent.
No, it sounds very different, but I can't do it justice. You have to listen to it properly.
But would you say you have a Belfast accent in your English?
So I've been told I have a bit of a twang, but
Hmm,
I suppose it's mixed with my natural accent, which
right.
also is a mix of things.
Same as
Really?
mine. Mm. Although I think my accent is more German than anything. But
I would say so. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I used to I used to speak with more of a mixture between the Spanish and the British accent when I was living in London.
That's funny. So you would say water.
Yeah, yeah, but mixed with the Spanish pronunciation. So like I don't know, like water. I don't know, something weird. I don't know. Uh, but yeah, that's the first. That's where I learned to speak
Did you
English. I
say
think.
pavement instead of sidewalk? You know
Um,
how they say, and they say pavement instead of sidewalk, you know, or
oh, do
garage.
they?
Yeah, and here I think here we say garage and
Oh, they say garage. Yeah, that's
garage.
true. Yeah, there's a lot of differences.
Tomatoes, tomatoes,
And then say
and
tomatoes.
basil is another good one, right?
Which one?
Basil, basil.
Oh, good. I didn't know that one. I mean, I can't think of anyone right now. I'm too focused on this. But yeah, there's a bunch of things that I had to relearn when I came to
Hmm.
America because I knew the British English, but I didn't know the American English. And
Yeah,
there was,
I think I kind of learned British at school, but then my most of my English came from movies, watching movies in
yeah,
original language, right? So you just
yeah,
mimic that what you hear.
totally.
One
Some,
frustrating thing though is that my brother, who has never lived in the States, has a better English than I do. It's just so. And like when he came to visit, like my friends would be like, "What happened? Your brother's way better than you." And I'm like, "Damn it!" And he has a very good ear, so you know, like
yeah, some people are more musical than others in
yeah,
terms of imitating or
uh,
reproducing a sound that they hear with their
yeah.
mouths.
I
So
think I got better though over the years because I consciously made an effort to pronounce things better, right? So because you know when I record videos or something, you know when I go like snowboarding with friends or something, and then I hear myself speaking, and I'm like, whoa, that sounded like a German accent. And then you try to, at least I like to fix those things.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I
it's
don't think it's
never.
terrible, but I do have it.
No, I mean it's not super pronounced. Like it's not like
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger kind of. Yeah, yeah. It's always weird to hear yourself on a video or well, on
Or even the recording,
any,
right? The voice
anywhere.
sounds
Yeah.
different. Yeah. You can get used to it though. Like I used to hate my voice when I hear it, but at some point you get numb.
Yeah.
I think I reached that
What are you
point.
gonna do, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, your job practically is about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I had to do a lot of classes, teaching myself too, and yeah, you get tired of hearing your voice, and you're like,
And
okay,
it's terrifying
whatever.
to think that that's what people hear. That's your
Yeah,
default, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's always worse in your head than it actually is.
Oh yeah,
That's
absolutely.
true.
Like
That's true.
because it's so different from what you would expect, right? And then
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, I hate this, but then nobody cares because that's how they hear you anyway, right? Yeah, mainly in your head.
It's all in your head, girl.
It's all in my head.
Yeah.
Nice. So is he gonna hold a bag of candy and you have a candy rain coming down, or
Let's see. Let's see how much time I have.
you're at 40 minutes in?
Trying to go fast, but it's tricky.
Usually when you talk, it takes twice as long.
Yeah, that's why I want you guys to talk, so I can listen to you.
I have to get going to do my second pumpkin. Ruxandra, have you been getting some pumpkins or not yet?
Just the ones that I posted in the last update.
Okay. Then hopefully the next 2 weeks will come in strong, hopefully.
Oh, we have 1 week left.
Is it just 1 week?
Yep. So the 17th.
Okay. Yeah, we're already on the 9th. Yeah, you're right. So this week is the week, guys. Carve
Ooh,
pumpkins.
ooh. What am I doing?
But I think there's a bunch of pumpkins in the making. So
Yeah, I think so too.
yeah,
And it's gonna be so good to have just a community display, all of us together in one place.
that's gonna be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be actually the first one fully animated because we did have early on some community challenges, but those were stills because you couldn't animate yet in Quill.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, so I think this one is the first community illustration that has animation in it, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, because the last one kind of like we had to stop on it, which was Nicklad's Quillville, which ended up being too big.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
I still remember
Oh,
those
yeah.
times. The
I
Christmas
still
one,
love the Christmas one was great, but I still love our wrestling match. That
the
one was
wrestling was
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah,
I did start a character, but my computer crashed and I lost everything. And
that's right. Yeah, that's the time when you were like super upset, right? And you said like, "Hey, I don't think I can do another
I did
round."
I did a rage quit.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck this shit. Oh shit. Sorry. What? More commercials.
Beep beep beep.
Let's go to commercials, guys. Uh,
I don't think that was maybe Tyler. You You completely missed that one, right? The wrestling match.
I think so. Was that an early one? Really early
Yeah,
one?
super early. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
no, I was still baby.
that's funny.
I don't think I got that one.
You weren't aware of Quill yet.
Not yet.
You
You
weren't
weren't
born.
initiated. You weren't
I
Initiated.
born.
wasn't born yet.
When I started with Quill, you weren't born yet. Lat. Is that what I say? Lat? Say lat, no?
Lad
To, to a younger person.
in British.
When I was your age. There was no animation in Quill.
I mean, you're laughing now, but that's possible that you will
We,
tell that
we're
someone.
gonna run into that. We're gonna run into that situation. You know that, Goro.
Exactly.
We're gonna get some people in the Discord like that they don't know that time. They don't know that
Yeah,
time when
I mean,
Quill
yeah,
was no animation.
absolutely.
Opa.
So, oh, if the files still exist, would they maybe work in Quill 2.9?
Oh, yeah, and they will work. I think I still have the file, but I think it's like 17 million polygons or something.
Oh,
Yeah. I think the problem with the old files was that there was no limitation. So
Yeah,
there was no awareness of optimization.
those were
So
the
even
days.
even if I go back to my files, there's no way I could ever optimize them unless I repaint them because they're just like yeah, disposable strokes everywhere, right?
We did not care on those times. We did not care at all about optimization.
Yeah, I mean when I do a grass field, I literally did a grass field.
My I was the worst on that part.
Oh, your Christmas
You were laughing at
holiday
me, I
one
remember.
where you duplicated the entire set to animated frame. That's genius.
I know, an entire set that was no light, by the way. And I duplicated the hell out of it just because I wanted to animate, because there was no transform keys.
Yeah. But that's part of the fun that you come up with like ways to do things. Work within the limitations is always fun.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised like how Dan was able to like his Spider Verse was also before optimization was on his mind, and he recently released a version, right? A version for Quest, which looks pretty much like what we've seen back then.
Yeah, it's
So
like
it's
like a screen. You see it through a screen or something, right? So like a
yeah,
window.
yeah, and sometimes he comes out a little bit, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was impressed by how much he was able to
Super awesome.
preserve.
yeah, and it looked amazing.
It looks pretty
Yeah,
crazy for
yes,
sure.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's insane what he did with this. The fact that some people were like, "Hang on, this is Quill."
Mm.
Like it looked unbelievable.
I also like one Nick posted recently, that girl walking that looks like flat shaded. It actually looks like a hand drawn animation. Well, it is
Oh,
kind of hand
I missed
drawn,
that
but
one.
Yeah.
it's a side view of a girl walking. I think he did it for a job or something, which looked really,
Oh
really
yeah, yeah,
good.
yes, I know which
Yeah,
one you mean.
yeah. Like Ronnie Del Carmen ish, right? Like a little bit.
Yes,
Yeah.
but he has it in VR too, right?
Hmm?
I don't think I've seen it in VR.
No, I don't think that's in VR. Yeah. But it looked really like the turntable looked really nice because it looks like a 2D drawing.
Hmm. Yeah, super well done.
Mm.
Um,
There's also
let's see.
someone, I forget who it was, but did like a Paperman rendition, which was also pretty nice.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
but okay, I'm gonna start to think about what's gonna be the light here. Just gonna just very.
Do you still have Ruxandra's set in here? Will you place it into Ruxandra's set?
I have the set, yes.
Because then you can use that lighting as the environment, right?
Could do
Unless
that.
you yeah, unless you want to do like an individual piece and then place it later into
Let me
Ruxandra's.
see. Let me see. It's not a bad idea.
Ooh.
Wait. Okay, so where's my? This is the. Oh, this is the guy. This is my guy. Just gonna call this guy Peter.
And maybe he can sit at the gate so that you have to pay him a candy toll to get in.
Oh, that's cool.
So this is the
He's
gate of the house, and he's coming to do trick or treat, right?
or people have to pay to get in. Like he's just collecting the money in forms of candy.
I've got lore for my I still need to submit my pumpkin, but my pumpkin's lore is that he has an army of goblins and they go rob candy on full moons. Maybe he's he's either asking him for candy or he's trying to rob for him.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah, I need to drop mine off in the thing and show that off. Because I think technically the prompt I did it, the October prompt I did him for is like a day or two past the actual due date.
But that would require making more characters and all that, and we don't have time for that, guys.
Well, the characters come from Tyler, right? So you can just
Yeah, I
literally
just had to
type
drop him in there.
characters. Yeah,
Okay, I'm just gonna put this guy here.
that's nice.
But I'm making really small, like he's a kid. What about that?
That
Feels
looks
alright.
good. My guy is
Okay.
sitting on the left on the fence. So.
And here's the thing. He emits light, but at the same time he casts a shadow, right? On himself. So how do I do this? I wonder. Because
Well, it really depends on how you want to like. Is the pumpkin blocking most of the night, and is right the inside will be the brightest, so the emitting light part will be a bit secondary, right? And only the areas where the light spills through the mouth and stuff, those will be the bright highlights.
I wonder if I should use the original ground plane here. Can I move it a little bit, maybe? Am I breaking your scene too much? Sorry. I think I'm gonna do it so the center of that gradient is there. Maybe I can play with that better.
Yeah, it might be like better to do a separate ground plane just because otherwise you would have to drop off that ground plane into Roxandra's, right? And then she needs to kind of adjust it. Like
Oh,
ideally we don't want to touch her environment, so you can
oh,
just drop your character in there because she's gonna assemble all of those characters, right?
oh, okay. So let me do
Yeah.
my own little shadow thingy, or
Yeah.
light emission here.
As long as that melts into the background, it's totally fine.
And then maybe let's try
Exactly.
this. Wait. Well, I don't know because it's different color here.
Yeah, you can match the gradient. There we go.
Yeah, but it has like a center. Let's see, because I want this to be also emitting light a little bit, right?
I would do like if I would do very subtle, right?
Very
Because
subtle,
the
yes.
pumpkin is like
It's already
emitting.
casting a shadow, right?
Exactly.
And I feel like there will be a shadow here. Oh, where am I? Oh, okay, it's just so little. Yeah, there will be a shadow created by the back, right? Or at least a contact color. Maybe more bluish. Something like that, I guess. Maybe I can do a higher res version of this. Maybe I can duplicate this guy.
There you go.
Super high polygon. Maybe. Well, I'll try to optimize it later. See what.
Limit is
we can.
20,000, but you can optimize
We can
later.
optimize later.
Yeah.
All right, let's start making sure this light emission works. Let's see. First of all, what am I gonna do? Should I do some? Just a little bit of wait here.
I think the pumpkin, like overall, even the bag, everything but the inside of the pumpkin can be darkened evenly, slightly, so the inside of the pumpkin pops more. So everything else but the inside of the pumpkin, you can just do like an even darken, like the big brush.
Let's try with this. Just darken
There you go.
the outside a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But what I really want to try is because Dodge gives you this really cool sense of burning.
Yeah. And the darker you go outside, the bigger this effect will be that you're trying to do, I think, because then the inside
Okay.
will be still brighter. So I think you can go even darker than that, I think, on the outside. Evenly on everything, like including the back. I think the back is a
Yeah.
little bit too
Yeah, let's
bright
darken
too.
this a little bit. Darken.
There you go. Now it starts glowing.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
And then,
But you actually darkened the inside too.
yeah. What I need to do is separate the inside. So make sure I'm not.
Surgery.
Let's put it in a separate layer for now.
You're just at the hour mark right now. Just
Oh,
for
1
time.
hour already?
Yeah.
All right. Let's just do a big
There you go. Look at that.
contrast there. So now if I do a dodge on this, so like a reddish color,
Yes.
gives you this feeling that.
And then on the back side, you can do some rim light from the moon, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna do that
Mhm.
for sure. And I wonder if the body. Wait, so it's a bit of a light affecting to this back over here. Do a little bit of that too.
Yes.
And a little bit of burn with the bluish in the back. I feel like the arms could maybe have a little bit more bluish tone, maybe.
So I think what would be, you can fake it a little. What would work well is, if you have a hard highlight
Yes,
around the thumb, right, and forearms, still, just like on the bag.
I was thinking maybe if I darken all this and I make it a little bit more bluish.
Yeah.
And then I do a duplicate.
Exactly.
Like a very precise duplicate in the direction that I want. Very small. Let's do a normal, and let's choose the color that's the light. Oops.
I would probably go a little bit more greenish or yellowish towards that, because, right, just a little, so it doesn't feel like it's the exact. Yeah, exactly. So it feels like a vine that gets lit.
Yeah, because it's still green. We still.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. That looks good.
A little more yellow in the center, maybe.
And what you can do is now do a slight subsurface scattering on the hand with a greener tone, but very slightly. So it's almost like the highlight is so strong that it's like on the.
This
I would
kind of
go
stuff.
normal.
Really?
Yeah, but I would go normal mode.
I kind of like that. I kind of like this kind of a little reddish. You would
It
go
would be
normal?
green, right? Yeah, normal, and I would go green, like more greener. Yeah, like that. Yeah,
Oh.
exactly. There you go.
Oh yeah, because
Because
there's no blood inside of a
there's no
vine,
blood
right?
inside a vine. Yeah.
It's not a human
Yeah.
thing. You're right. I was kind of excited. It's like, oh, that looks cool. That looks like skin through the light. But hang on a second. This is not a human skin. This is a pumpkin. Pumpkin.
Yes.
I don't know how to
Start
say it.
into pump and then kin.
Pump king.
Kin. Yeah.
Very keen. King. Whatever. And this guy, maybe we don't need to do the whole shot. Well, maybe we do. Let's do it. Whatever. Let's do it. Yeah, let's make it darker first. Wait. Make it darker like I did with the other one. Overlay it maybe, so we don't lose the gradients that we already have. The problem with normal sometimes it's like you're putting a color on top of the what you already have, and you can lose some of the gradients and some of the stuff.
Yeah.
But if you do overlay or multiply one of those, it's a little bit better because it maintains the
The values. Yeah.
the value changes that you established when you were modeling. Sorry, my throat. Sorry.
You got water. Always have water next to you.
No time for water. Oops.
You can go more saturated. I think you're a little bit desaturated on the highlight. The other side has more saturation.
Yeah. That's absolutely. Wait, let's do a little bit of.
Yeah.
A little greener here and a little darker over there. Too bright? Too bright?
I think it's too yellow. I think it needs to needs a little bit more green. See how the other side has a more cooler green tone? So right now the yellow just looks like a light source versus on the other side it works.
Yeah. Yeah. A little bit of a grip. Thing. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah. Yep. All right. And
Looks good.
the legs should be darker, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they're receiving any of the light from the pumpkin.
Yeah, what you can just try to do is just slight bounce line reflecting from the back towards the legs, but I would say they should be dark. Yeah.
Hello.
Take off your shoes.
Yeah, take off your shoes. That's my dog. So
That looks
you
good actually.
you said a little bit of
Bounce line
little,
towards the top, and like you could
little bit of
try.
yellow
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Not like yellow, like a little bit. Yeah. A little bit of that, maybe.
I would make it darker, yeah. Like
Yeah.
keeping it darker might work better, actually. Doesn't draw too much attention, right? So what I was thinking, because of the bounce light, it might bring a little bit more of the green back, but instead of being pumpkin orange, right? But I think it works fine the way you have it now.
The cape, the cape is being affected by some of the light, but it's gonna be more affected by the moonlight.
So I think, yeah, so I think what you can do, that collar that's like sticking out, right? That portion is a great opportunity to make it like a purple, light purple, like rim light, the top portion of the cape.
Yes.
Only the collar part, right? Because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
facing up towards the moon. And then it will read like a really nice highlight.
Yeah. Give a little bit of darker tones on the bottom. We're gonna start with the blue light, which is gonna be over here in all this area. And because the pumpkin is built the way it is, it's gonna be helpful to create this effect. Let's try with something like that.
Nice.
You like it? Let's see.
Yeah, it's the right tone.
What about Dutch?
Yeah.
What about a little bit of dot? I feel like Dutch gives you a more of purple. This guy, I'm gonna need to duplicate it. Oops. Okay. A little bit of Dutch. Gonna get that saturation there. And really need to do a lot of that here, right? Whoopa.
I think because it's felt, like I think it's a little bit too bright. I think, but what the highlight on the collar. But what you can do is like make it more even. There's like a gradient to the dark to the left, right? Like, yeah, make it more even over all the whole color. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, that looks better. And then I think it needs some more saturation. I think it needs to be a little bit more purple. I think it's like too desaturated.
Yeah, that's why I tend to take a pass of this because it kind of saturates.
Yeah, I would almost just go normal mode usually for that stuff, so to have the maximum control.
Yeah, it's gotta be brighter, more saturated. There you go. It's not perfect, but I'm going really fast, you guys.
Looking good.
Okay, the problem here if it's if I put the blue tones in here,
Yeah, it needs to be double layered, right?
it needs to have double side. This, oh my god. So maybe
Ruxandra, I'm not sure if this is gonna stay under 20K
no,
even optimized.
it's not gonna stay that. Maybe I won't do it. Let me just get back to the color I had for the cape. Maybe I'll just go back to add this color, and I had a little bit of this for the folds. It's a nice and I think it's probably better to not overcomplicate this part. And I think that's it.
Nice. You're an hour 15.
This I think it needs its own little compact shadow.
It looks nice. Look at that.
It looks so good.
Yay!
Done.
Done?
You're gonna animate it later?
So they put a Peixe glow or no?
Always do it.
Wait. Interior. Okay, the inside. Let's see if I can just.
I feel like you advanced your Peixe glow though. You did something to your mushroom that looked slightly more advanced than the
It
regular
was
Peixe
the.
glow.
Oh yeah, no, that was a regular one.
Really? It looked
The
a
only
bit more 3D, I think.
yeah, it was a little bit more because what I did was, hang on, let's just go here. I think I preserved a little bit of the roundness.
Oh, I see.
Maybe that's the thing that you saw. Yeah, I think I preserved most of the roundness, and I did animate it. I animated the scale, so it kind of flickered.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, yeah. It looked like
Yeah, like a
different.
flickering effect. I
What
don't
you
know if
gonna do with
it's.
this glow?
I don't know. Maybe there's no need to use it in this. Does it? Shall I?
There's always a need.
There's always a good opportunity, right?
Is it really a quill piece if it doesn't have a Peixe glow?
Let me see.
Was there any Peixe glow in Lifetime Achievement?
No, and that's why lifetime achievement is not a quill piece. It's been disqualified.
It's too much.
I don't
It's
think
too
we
much.
had one in there.
Uh,
I don't think it needs it, but let me
be
indulge.
careful, you keep painting on the actual pumpkin.
I know. I'm trying to. I'm trying to avoid it.
Terrifying me.
I know. Sorry. No, it's not necessary, honestly. But
Okay,
hey,
kill it. Kill it.
you know what? Maybe for the moon. The moon. No, it's not bright enough. It's fine. Whatever.
Done.
All right. Does it look all right to you guys? Here it
Yay.
is. I forgot to do the candy. Should I do candy?
If you have time,
Just gonna
17 minutes.
Shall I copy? Okay, I'm gonna copy from her. Candy.
Just pick it up from the ground.
There you go.
Nice.
Boop, 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 boop. A lot of candy. Boop. Maybe different sizes.
It feels very wrong, but I think the pumpkin itself looks delicious because of the color that you chose.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Thank you. Totally stealing your artwork. So can I just?
When I did pumpkin carving, I used like a real candle in there, right? Like they have those fake candles, but I used a real one, and then I closed the lid on top, and then it starts smelling so nice. Like because it kind of like roasts the top of the pumpkin, and when
Yeah.
it gets warm, it just smells so good.
Nice.
But then what I realized it spoils really easy after that. So the next day, I opened the lid, and then there was like cotton candy in there, and I'm like, "What is this?" I'm like, "I didn't put like like cotton candy in there," and not realizing that it was mold. Because it got so warm in there, right? It started like growing mold super fast, and it was like literally filled with cotton. And I didn't consider it mold because it looked like cotton candy, but it was kind of gross.
All right, this is the end of the
Nice.
stream. You got the background. Sorry, background. It's bluish, right? Supposed to be something like that. A little bit darker.
I don't know what she had first, but
Am I in the right
is it blue?
ballpark?
You can color pick it from the sky, from the edge.
From what part?
From the edge of the clouds, or
this
just
edge.
brush strokes.
This one here.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah. Oh, that sounded really
Yeah.
too much. All right, there it is. The little Peter Pumpkin trick or treating. I hope you guys like it. I hope you enjoy the stream for those watching on YouTube. And this was Daniel. Decided to do a live stream for you guys. See you on the next one. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Daniel. Thank you.
Yay.